We would then get Apollo Cruz and Kalisto versus Dolph Ziggler in a handicap match. Dolph Ziggler would come out and would attack Kalisto before the match, basically making it a singles match between him and Apollo Cruz. But Kalisto would come back out and would help Apollo Cruz win this match. This is right when Dolph Ziggler really turned heel again, and he would be having a feud with Kalisto after losing his last Intercontinental Championship match. He would blame Kalisto for the loss, and that would really cement his heel turn. Apollo Crews and Kalisto would win the match, but Dolph Ziggler would get the edge on them. By the way, this is also, I never really knew this, but Dolph Ziggler was going by the line, the chairman, because he would attack people with chairs. So it was just funny to me of now you have the former Sean Spears, the former Ty Dillinger in AEW trying to make this name stick. And I never realized that was originally Dolph Ziggler's thing. Hey, I'm sure that Dolph Ziggler gave him completely permission to use it. They were always great friends, so I'm sure they have no problem with that. But Dolph Ziggler would attack them after the match and would stand tall to walk out. And then finally we get a Tag Team Turmoil match. This was a very fun little match. I really wasn't always a Tag Team Turmoil fan, but this was fun. It started off with Bree Xango versus Heath, Slater, and Rhino. Heath, Slater, and Rhino would eliminate Bree Xango, and then would eliminate the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains were on Smackdown at this time, and this would really be the Vaudevillains' last pay-per-view match as a tag team before Simon Gotch was released due to backstage heat he had. It was just a lot of shit of him basically not caring about hurting people, from what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. Now, if it's not, then I'm not trying to slander his name at all, but apparently he was very happy he hurt Enzo Amore. He was very happy to hurt people. So, I don't know if it's true. I do not know if that's true, but whatever. The Vaudevillains would then be pinned by Slayer and Rhino, and Slayer and Rhino would then have a little one-on-one match with the Usos. The Usos would pick up the win and then would face American Alpha next. This was during the Usos' really good heel run. The Usos would then eliminate Heath and Slayer and would face American Alpha. American Alpha would eliminate them, and the Usos would hit a super kick on them after the match to lead to the Ascension to come out and try to beat American Alpha. American Alpha was the tag team champions at the time, and they would retain after beating the Ascension. But they would later go on to lose their tag team championships on a random episode of SmackDown, which I never got. If you're going to have them lose this match, if you're going to have them win this match, why have them lose the titles going into WrestleMania? Why not have them lose it either at WrestleMania or at the Elimination Chamber, and then you can have a rematch at WrestleMania and get a nice little match for it. You know, I never got that. After this, we got Natalya versus Nikki Bella, which was a good match, actually. This was probably one of Nikki Bella's longest matches, where it was her as a singles competitor in a 13-minute match. You know, and it's weird because you could see Nikki Bella's flaws be experienced in this, but she was also competing with a great wrestler in Natalya. Natalya really helped, I wouldn't say carry Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella does need to be carried. She's an amazing performer in her own right, but she really did help propel Nikki Bella to having a great match here. Unfortunately, the ending, my voice just fucking cracked. What the fuck? Unfortunately, the ending would be spoiled by a double countout, which really left a sour taste in my mouth after this. This feud would start Survivor Series with Natalya attacking Nikki Bella from behind and costing her Survivor Series match, with Natalya taking her spot on the Women's SmackDown Survivor Series team. Yeah, so that would be that. And after the double countout, that was it. We never really got a blow-off to this feud. You could tell the ending was a bit botched because Natalya was, actually yelling at the referee, what do you mean this was a countout? That's not what's supposed to happen. But the referee's like, it's a countout! You're out! So, they would brawl a little bit on the outside. Nikki Bella would spear Natalya on the ramp, which would be fun, but the double countout just left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. But so far, some great matches tonight. Some great matches on this pay-per-view. After this, we got a classic, in my opinion, of Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Again, rest in peace, John Huber. It's amazing going through these matches and seeing, again, who's still in WWE. Because, I mean, hell, you go through a tag team turmoil. Technically, only 3 members of that tag team turmoil match are still active wrestlers in WWE. I mean, you got Kalisto, who's gone from the handicap match. You got Mickie James, who's not in WWE anymore. Both Kurt Hawkins and Mojo Rawley. You got Bree Xango, who's gone. Heath, Slater, and Rhino, who's gone. Vaudevillains, who's gone. American Alpha, who, unfortunately, you had Jason Jordan, who has to retire. Chad Gable's still there, and the Usos are still there. But then the Ascension, who's gone. You've got John Huber, who unfortunately has passed away. But Randy Orton and Luke Harper were they tore the house down. And that was the match for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't for the Elimination Chamber match, it would be match of the night. But Luke Harper and Randy Orton tore the house. They performed perfectly. Luke Harper and Randy Orton were feuding after Luke Harper was expelled from the Wyatt family. Luke Harper felt Randy Orton was a traitor and had other intentions than helping the family. Bray Wyatt didn't believe him and expelled him from the Wyatt family, so Luke Harper felt that Randy Orton cost him his family. So Randy Orton and Luke Harper have an amazing match. Randy Orton wins with an RKO. Beautiful match. If you get a chance to go back and watch it, go. It's a great match. After this, we got a SmackDown Women's Championship match with Naomi and Alexa Bliss, the champion. Naomi would actually win this match, but would not go into WrestleMania as she would suffer an injury and would have to relinquish the title. She would be brought back right before WrestleMania and would win the title back in her hometown of Orlando, funny enough. She would win the title back at WrestleMania, but Alexa Bliss would lose this match. You could tell it was the point for Alexa Bliss to lose this match, so Naomi could go into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Champion. But Naomi would pick up the win and would become your new SmackDown Women's Champion for, I think it was 2 weeks. After this, we got an Elimination Chamber match. The new Elimination Chamber, as they called it, I will admit, it looked amazing. The Elimination Chamber now looks truly amazing. It looks like a kid's toy, but that's who we're marketing it to. That's for the kids, and they have an amazing... It's a beautiful chamber. It truly is, in my opinion. So it would start off with John Cena and AJ Styles. The competitors would be Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, The Miz, John Cena, AJ Styles, and Bray Wyatt. Who's who of wrestling at that point on SmackDown. And Baron Corbin, So AJ Styles, John Cena started off. Dean Ambrose comes in. Then you got Baron Corbin coming in. Then you have Bray Wyatt come in. And right before The Miz comes in, Dean Ambrose eliminates Baron Corbin with a roll-up. Baron Corbin then goes crazy on Dean Ambrose, throws him through a pod, and then The Miz comes in and eliminates Dean Ambrose. Now you're down to The Miz, AJ Styles, John Cena, and Bray Wyatt. The Miz gets eliminated. I forget how he gets eliminated. I'm trying to remember. I believe he gets AA'd and John Cena eliminates him. Then you have Bray Wyatt and John Cena team up on... Or Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles team up on John Cena. John Cena gets eliminated by Bray Wyatt after a Sister Abigail. And then you have an amazing mini match between Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles, where AJ Styles goes for the phenomenal forearm. Bray Wyatt catches him out of midair, hits the Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Champion, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt would go into WrestleMania to feud with Randy Orton, the WWE Royal Rumble winner. Luke Harper was right all along, by the way. So, great match. amazing Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I would give it a B+, if not an A-. I really do love this pay-per-view. It's one of my favorite Elimination Chamber pay-per-views. It was just all around a great show. Besides a couple screwy endings, it always made me smile. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your drink of the week. We're in Super Bowl time, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of my favorite times of the year. I love when I have people over for a Super Bowl, I make a punch. And I've been doing punches for the last few weeks, and I'm going to continue to do punches. This one is actually, I picked it because it has a funny-ass name, and it just made me smile. Maybe it's one I'll do at the Super Bowl this year. I had a plan, but maybe I'll do this one. It's called toilet water, funny enough. It's a very easy drink to make. It is vodka, triple sec, Powerade, and lime soda. And just ice, and you just mix it all in a punch bowl. And that's it. That is all you need, and you have made toilet water. I've heard it's a very delicious drink, and it hydrates you as you get drunk. So that's a fun little thing. And that is your drink of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for Super Bowl time. Hopefully next week on the podcast, again, I will have a special Super Bowl podcast where I will have a special guest. And now we're reading from the Book of Rules. No matter your size or skills, survive the Royal Rumble by any means necessary. Land on your hands, not your feet. Steal a number better than yours from anyone else. Use your resources well. Be really big and skin the cat. Practice parkour. If you can set your pride aside, try lying in the fetal position and oogling at the bottom rope for dear life. You might not look like a winner, but your chances of survival will definitely go up. A reading from the Book of Rules. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final segment this week, the Battle Droid of the Week! I really don't know who to give it to this week, ladies and gentlemen. Until I saw internet wrestling fans once again losing their fucking mind over AEW's mystery guest. And I'm very excited too. I love to see who it is. But then I saw people making fun of Jeff Hardy for his drinking problem, his addiction problem. That's not something to make fun of, ladies and gentlemen. That truly isn't. We all have our issues. There is no perfect person on this fucking planet. If there is, I would love to meet him. I would. And I would ask him, how do you get through life? But fuck you to this perfect person. Fuck you to everybody who thinks they're so above everyone else. People making fun of Jeff Hardy and shit. And this goes to Bubba Ray, too, for all the shit he said about Dean Ambrose, John Moxley. Fuck them. You know, and so internet wrestling community, once again, you are my battle droid of the week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I have been the big guy, and I hope you have enjoyed this podcast. Have a great day.